Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we were looking at New Zealand US dollar as price has continued to the upside. Now this was pointed out in the week ahead analysis video that the New Zealand dollar was the strongest currency and the US dollar was the weakest currency. Now a big part of the US dollar weakness continuing to the downside was the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell's speech yesterday, where they talked about slowing the pace of hiking rates. Now, when we say that, we've got to also understand that that is still technically a hawkish view. Okay. Well, now, why is that technically hawkish? It's hawkish because they are still tightening. Okay, so they're not. It's not. They're not saying like we're going to start easing with like quantitative easing or things like that. They are actually still tightening monetary policy, but they're just doing it at a slower pace. And they've also talked about the fact that interest rates are going to be higher. Okay, so rates are going to be higher. So it wasn't actually a sort of, people are saying it was a dovish sort of thing. The market has taken it as a dovish move, but technically it is still hawkish. It's just not as hawkish as before, and that's why we're seeing that dollar weaken slightly. Now, I don't think that's going to continue forever. I think the dollar will start to bounce back slightly, but it's just where is the dollar going to start rebounding from? Now, we can see on the strength meter here that it is at the low, so that tells me that the dollar is coming into a point where it could start to reverse, but we just have to wait for the setup to happen. And if price is going to continue to, or the dollar going to continue to weaken, then we should still technically trade that until we get those changes needed. Now, Kiwi is the strongest currency, so this week we were talking about trading from the 0.6150 handle, so you can see that just through here, and price came right back into that level of interest and bounced perfectly. So if you did look for that move in there, we have seen price rally over 250 pips from the 0.6150 handle. Now the next place for Kiwi dollar to go is 0.6450. Again, we highlighted this in the week ahead analysis video as an area of interest. We've also highlighted 0.6550 as well, as it is these previous highs over here. So anywhere in this area here, I would expect the dollar to start strengthening again, Kiwi to potentially find some weakness, and if we trade through some key areas of support, we could see Kiwi dollar back towards the 0.6 or even back towards the 0.5775 handle. Okay, but before that can happen, I'm expecting some long ideas to form still. So if we just dive down into the 4-hour time frame, what can we see? Well, price came to that 0.6150 handle. It consolidated in a slight downward trend. It broke that trend line resistance and has continued to the upside. I want to see something exactly the same pretty much. If price can come back down into these previous structure highs here, which is around about the 0.6275 handle. If price can come back into this area here and find some support, so if I just put a little price label in and around here, you can actually call it 62.80. That's not a bad level to look at. So if price came to the 0.6280 handle in a very similar to way the way price did here, so maybe some lower highs, some things like that, price starts to bottom out, then we can start looking for sort of trend line breaks for opportunities again to the upside here for Kiwi dollar. So that's what I'm going to be looking for there. If we can then reach 64.50 handle, that would be great, and then we can start looking to see if those buyers that are buying all the way back down at the 0.5550 handle are going to start taking some of those profits off, which will ultimately lead to a bit of a pullback forming in the market. Because we have to remember, if I just pop back up to the weekly time frame, we are technically moving to the downside. We're making those lower lows and lower highs. So my theory is price going to try and make a higher high here, or is it going to fail at these previous highs? Okay, which is what I'm expecting. Maybe a bit of a fail, bit of a move down, maybe even a head and shoulders pattern form here for a continuation. But that's yet to be seen. That's way into the future. Things fundamentally could change by then. You know, the Fed have talked about the fact that if inflation did continue to rise, they will act aggressively once again. So 75 basis point hikes aren't off the table. They're just pausing them slightly to see how the data comes in. Okay, so keep an eye on your Kiwi dollar. I still think 64.50 is the target, and you could be looking for some opportunities on previous structure highs to those areas. Thanks for watching this video update. If you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.